Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I will show you how I made this lovely deep red woolen dress. It is made from a 100% wool knit fabric, not very stretchy but stretchy enough to make this with my new knit bodice and skirt kit. So let's visit my website, grab a pattern and follow me along. So I have prepared two versions for you this time. The first version is for fabric with spandex, a lot of stretch, so you don't need as much ease. The second version is for sweat fabric or not so stretchy knits without spandex like I'm using today. You can either follow the links in the description of the video or go to dressdeveloper.de and pattern kits. And here you can load the configuration I have prepared for you. If you enter the code 176, this will lead you to the configuration for the very stretchy fabric, and the 17-7 will lead you to the configuration for the not so stretchy fabric. So let me walk you through this real quick. I go with the version with bustard. Fit category is 4, so a bit more ease. Belt skirt. You can change the skirt length. I went with 19 actually. Sleeve of cuff. Turtleneck. Side seam pockets. And then all I need to do is to select a size, set the seam allowance, and then I can create the pattern. Here we have an overview over all the settings, a cover, and here is a printing layout for the pattern, which is here, ready for printing. So I have laid everything out on the fabric. Here's the back skirt, one of the two pocket pieces, the cuff, the front skirt and the second pocket piece. Here comes the sleeve, the neck cuff, and here I have cut a piece of the main fabric so I can lay it to the center and place the bodice pieces on the fold. And now I will go and cut everything out. First, a bit of prep work. I will fold the cuffs with the short sides together and then in half, and then stitch the short edge. And again for the wrist cuffs. With this technique the seam allowance will get enclosed and fixed in place. So even if you would wash this garment, the seam allowance could not shift at all. Then I pin the bust darts. I line up the notches and mark the bust point with a pin. Then I place the pocket pieces on the right side of the skirt pieces, about 1 hand width below the waist. The pockets will be sewn on with a little less seam allowance. Up to the sewing machine and sew these bust darts. I leave a long tail at the bust point, which will then be knotted. I sew the rest of the dress with my serger. If you don't have one, just use a zigzag stitch instead. Here I sew one of the cuffs. And you can see how his cuff is then turned inside out. The pockets get sewn on with a slightly smaller seam allowance. Then I start constructing the dress by sewing the shoulder seams. Then I can set in the sleeve. Here's the armhole with a single notch in the front and a double notch in the back. I line up the top notch on the sleeve with the shoulder seam, and then the rest of the notches and the beginning and the end, of course. The rest is then evenly divided. Then the sleeve is sewn into place. The collar gets divided into quarters. Then I do the same for the neck hole. Now I can slide the collar into the neck hole and pin it evenly in place. Then the collar can be sewn on. Note that I sew inside the collar, so I don't need to stretch everything over the sewing machine. This will get even more important for the wrist cuffs. Of the bodice are pinned and sewn in one go from the wrist down to the waist. Note that the bustard is folded down in direction of the waist. Last step for the bodice is to insert the cuffs in the sleeves. Here you can stretch the cuff a bit to fit and then sew it all the same like the collar. The two skirt pieces are pinned right sides together. And then the side seams are sewn all around the pockets. Now I have an almost finished bodice and skirt. I turn the bodice inside out, and then I put the bodice inside of a skirt. The waist is pinned and then sewn all around. Getting thick at this moment. The last step is the hem. I have serged the edge and then I sew it down with a couple of whip stitches. And with that, the dress is complete. And here it is in full glory. It is so cozy, it's like wearing a blanket, and it will keep me, hopefully, warm all winter long. I hope you enjoyed this little video and maybe give my pattern a try. I'm looking forward to see you in my next video. Bye!